Hello everybody, the Quiet Atheist here. In this video, I'm going to be discussing a story about a man who axed his own son to death. I'm also going to be exploring the way a Christian thinks in my perspective. I'm going to begin with the story first, and then I'm going to be giving my own opinion and thoughts about this whole situation to begin with. And please feel free to, leave comments in the comment section down below at the end of this video and let me know what you guys think about this. So let's begin with the story. An axe wielding father vanquishes the devil, who is his son, is the title of it. And it is a very interesting blog made by the Friendly Atheist. And I also recommend that you go check out his blogs, and I will post the link in the description below for you guys to check out. But let's start with this story. What do you do when your teenage son turns into a devil? As they do. For 51-year-old Gary Sherrill, seen below, there's also a photo here of him. The answer involves something darker than a mere exorcism. And what they mean by that is the fact that when this individual murdered his son and the police confronted him, he told the police that his son was the devil, or that his son was a demon, if you will, and that he had basically, killed his son because of this. He got an axe and axed him to death, plain and simple. That was the whole situation. He thought that his son was a demon, and he thought that his son was going to eat him, and he told the police that he was scared of his son. That is why he resorted to those gruesome actions. And I wanted to talk about this because the severity of this situation is very, very important. And I think it highlights a very, very important thing. It highlights how far Christians are willing to go to prove their side. There's a lot of Christians out there that if they had their way, we would be killed, plain and simple. And I've said that a lot of times in previous videos I have made. But there's something that I wanted to explore a little bit. And I wanted to explore the way that they think. And like I said earlier, I hope that you guys, find this, informative, if you will. See, when things like this happen with Christians, a lot of other Christians like to, grab this situation that I'm talking to you guys about, and they like to grab the Adolf Hitlers, and even way back when the world's first Russian Tsar existed, Ivan the Terrible. He believed, he was an archangel. He also said that he had a direct revelation from God, if you will, to kill his own brother and spread religion throughout the land. And he also said that God told him that if anybody opposed him, to vanquish them, to destroy them, if you will. And the thing that I notice a lot with Christians lately is they, like I said, they like to grab all of these things and they like to tuck them in a little dark corner somewhere as if these individuals weren't Christians to begin with. And I sat here and thought about the whole subject, and I wanted to comment on it because the whole situation makes me laugh. I have to be honest with you guys. You see, there's a lot of Christians out there who say, well, you ain't a Christian because of this, because of that, and another Christian will tell this Christian, you ain't a Christian because of this, because of that, so on and so forth. A lot of Christians would stand up and say, well, these individuals ain't Christians because they did these horrible things in society, whatever the case might be. Well, I only have one thing to say to you Christians. What if these individuals were right? What if Ivan the Terrible, or what if this guy that I highlighted in my story was right? You know, and what if they actually received a direct revelation from a God to kill or to maim or to do these terrible things in society? And this proves that everything in Christianity in its entirety is highly, highly contradictive. And in a lot of ways, it's hardly, hardly worth listening to. I myself cannot take Christianity literally, if you will. And it's in a lot of ways, crap to me, And it took me a long, long, long time to realize that, because like I said before, in my breaking out video, I was shielded pretty well from anything resembling a rational thought, And I just wanted to explore this whole thinking process, with Christians, you know. They seem to contradict each other all of the time, and it's amazing, There's approximately, 40,000 denominations of Christianity out there who say, you're not a Christian, you're not a Christian, you're not a Christian, you're not a Christian, so on and so forth, And this whole thought process from each and every denomination is laughable at best, None of them bring any cold, hard facts to the table. And they could come up with any of these false, or fancy arguments. They could come up with any of these fancy arguments, they want. But in all actuality, I just want the cold, hard evidence, And that's just the way that I am, This whole thought process that they have really is designed, to run people in circles, to feed them a fairy tale and expect them to believe it, if you will. They don't want people to question. They don't want people to have an opposing view, And the fact that they say that these Christians are inaccurate, or these Christians say these Christians are inaccurate, so on and so forth. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, The fact that, a lot of Christians contradict each other, if you will. And I just find the whole situation laughable, because it's something that I think is worthy to explore, because I think it is pretty safe to say that, the thinking process of a Christian is really complicated, and sometimes it's laughable, and it's hard to understand them, especially when they have a desire to speak in riddles, if you will. And a lot of them avoid a rational discussion. A lot of them would rather, have this proverbial chain holding them to the ground, if you will, with their belief. They don't want the chain cut. They'd rather stay there. And that's fine. I don't have no problem with it. Just don't, influence the younger ones and, put all your nonsense into the high schools and colleges, whatever the case might be. But that's a whole nother video. Getting a little bit off topic there. But this thought process, I think it is worthy to explore. I think it's worthy to explore the hypocrisy in the thinking process we know as Christianity. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys, Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Like I said, let me know what you guys think of this particular video today. It was something that I wanted to share with you guys, and it was something that's been on my mind for a while, and I really wanted to share it. I will leave all relevant links in the description below for you guys to take a look at. And I will also leave a couple of links to Ivan the Terrible on who he was as well. That way you guys can get a better situation on how, who Ivan the Terrible was. And, that way you guys can, have all the information you need. But until next time, the Quiet Atheist is out. And remember, if you can be good at it. And like I always say, thank you for watching. And have a good day, night, wherever you are.